guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make clay beads with your air dry clay pack that you bought off with. Thank you very much for purchasing. So it's going to be beads a little bit like this one. So that'll be like a main big bead, and then I'm going to do a couple of smaller ones next to it, like that one. Real. So yeah, so I'll get cracking. Right, so round beads, I'm going to quickly show you how to make these. You can obviously do any kind of pattern that you want on them. So get a lump of your clay, rip off a little bit, however big you want your bead to be. Remember, if you want all your beads to be the same size, you're going to have to weigh your clay. So just use your kitchen scales, or you could roll a sausage. If you roll an even sausage, and then use like your fingernail or something as a guide. So then you've got marks on your sausage there. So then I could nip off that bit, nip off that bit, and nip off that bit. And then I'll have 3 evenly sized pieces of clay to work with. So there's a few different ways to do that, but basically you grab your ball of clay, grab your scrap of clay, and roll it between your hands in a ball, and make sure it's really nice and smooth, and it's got no little lines or anything on it, like that bit there. I would just kind of smooth that in with my finger, so it's really, really smooth with no lines or cracks or anything on it. Then after that, I can push the lollipop stick through and make sure it's going right through the centre, and support it on the back end as you're pushing through, and then that'll stop as much blowout. So it's looking a little bit like that at the minute. So push it all the way through, take off that scrappy bit off the end, so you don't want any little snotty bits, we call them. Keep them away, keep your tools nice and tidy. I normally give it a bit of a wiggle, so support the bead in my hand, wiggle the stick, and that helps to make the hole a little bit bigger. And then I can pull this back out. So that's what I mean by blowout. So it looks like it's been shot, so it's nice on that side, but it's messy on that side. So what I'm going to do is just pull that down with a dry finger, keep taking the snotty bits off my finger, and then neaten that up, smooth it off. And then I'm going to go back in with this and support it and give it another bit of a wiggle, sort of twist it round and make that hole bigger. So now it's like that. Make sure the 2 sides have got about the same size hole in them. So check how thick your cord is. So I think the cord that you've got in the pack is, it's something like 1.5 mil for the black one, and then I think it's 2 or 3 mil for the brown one. So double check your thickness, make sure it'll go through, and give it a little bit of wiggle room as well. You don't want it really tight to it. So that's your bead made. You can leave them plain and then do all the decoration with the paint that we've put in the pack for you as well. Or you can use like your stick, and you can put patterns down it. And again, you can use any kind of tools you have lying around the house. So you could have could have a fork that might give you an interesting pattern. There's also some pottery tools in your pack as well, which have got different size ends on them, which will give you different patterns. There's like a scalloped end and stuff. So that's that one there. I have squished that a little bit out of shape, so I'm gonna pop that back in and just make sure that it's nice and round and still big enough to get the cord in. So that's still nice and big there. So then my 3 beads are going to sort of sit like this on my necklace, but I am going to paint them once it's dried out. So give it like a couple of days, a week maybe, and you'll see when it's dry because it starts to go a lighter colour, and then you'll be able to paint it. I wouldn't recommend painting them straight away because sometimes it shrinks a little bit and it might crack your paint, but wait till they're thoroughly dry first and then you'll be able to paint them. And I'm going to show you quickly how to make a pendant. So I've rolled a ball of clay. Basically just get a scrap bit of clay, roll it in your hands. If you find that your clay is drying out, give your hands a wash and just leave them a tiny bit tacky. So don't leave them soaking wet, but just take the dryness off them because the clay does soak in a lot of water. So I've got my ball of clay. I'm just going to push down. I'm going to use anything that I've got flat, so I've just got like a credit card there. Push it a bit more. Because I want it quite thick, the pendant, because I'm going to push some pattern in. So I've got a circle like that. The edges are starting to crack. So what I'm going to do is just smooth it over with my finger. Nice and neatly. And you can use anything you want to push into these, or you can use a pencil and you can draw your own patterns in as well. I've just been looking at like Native American patterns. I think the sun one's quite nice, so I might do one of those later on. But for this one, I'm just going to show you how to push some found materials in, just stuff that you might have in your garden or stuff that you might find on a walk, because I know everybody's going out for long walks these days. So smooth that off and do take your time doing it. It's totally worth spending time tidying your pots up, especially with a necklace, because you're going to be wearing it like on your skin sort of thing, so you don't want jaggedy bits pronging into you. So nice and smooth. I'll just pop it down. So I've got mint in the garden, so you can use leaves, and I would use the veiny side, not the top of the leaf. Use it underneath of the leaf because that's got more of a profile on it. You can pop it down and start pushing it in, and just make sure the whole thing's pushed in, but go around really gently. And you can have a practice on a scrap bit of clay first, because it does take a little bit of practice. And then get your nail on the end and lift it off. And then if you can see, that's left a really fine pattern. Yep, so you can do that kind of thing, or I'll just quickly rub that out. So when I say rub it out, you can just use your finger to smooth it over. So it doesn't matter if you mess your pattern up, You can just do that and you've got a nice area to start printing back on. So then I found a pine cone, and the very bottom of the pine cone makes a nice pattern usually. So we shall try that. So I'm basically just putting it somewhere in the middle and then rocking it around. So when you take it off, it's got that sort of spirally pine cone pattern on it, which looks quite cool. So what I might do is put the hole up here for the pendant. So I'll lie it on the table, get your stick again, support your pendant, push that all the way through until it hits the table, and then lift it up, push it through, give it a bit of a wiggle. So again, it depends on what size thread or cord or thong you've got. Depends what size you make the hole. It's blew out again at the back, so I'm gonna go over with my finger. So smooth it over. The hole's gone a little bit little, but that's fine because I'm going to push in from this side now. So really gently push it through, and then that opens that hole back up, and then that's a nice tidy hole on your pendant there, and tidy on the back as well. If you see any cracks appearing, just smooth them over. At this stage it's still all good when it's still a little bit wet. If you let it dry, you can't really do much with it, so try and get everything nice and tidied at this stage, and that's your pendant. So I'm going to quickly show you how to make a badge, because you have a couple of badge backs in your pack. It's hard to say. So roll a ball of clay. I'll just pop it down, push it lightly with your finger, and just keep moving it round until you've got it the sort of thickness that you want, or thinness that you want. So I've chosen a design which is just it's a simplified sun design, like a Native American sort of style. And actually I quite like the cracks on the edge for this one as well. So I'll just try and keep it in a round rather than letting it go out into a oval shape. So it's all good. So now I've got a round disc which is about half a centimetre, 2/3 of a centimetre thick. So my design is, it's really simple. It's basically, I'm going to draw it on first, and then when I come to paint it, I'll be able to paint the details in a bit better, but I just want a rough guide where it's going to sit. So we've got a circle in the middle for the sun, and then we've got two longer bits coming out all the sides. Keep taking the snotty bits off your tools as well, don't forget. And then there's like one there, smaller one. So it's that sort of a design. What I'm going to do is probably wrap the cord around the middle, so I'm going to put a hole in the middle. I think that would suit this design better. So I'm going to use my wooden tool, pop that through, squish it through the end. So you've got that blowout bit there. Remember to push it down and then blend it in so that'll feel nice against your skin. So if you leave it all rough, it will feel rough. And then you can go back through with this one, push it through, and then you've got a hole in the middle there. So I'll paint it up tomorrow. What I might do is these tiny little bits on the edge there where I've pulled the clay up and it's dragged. Tomorrow, when this is a bit drier, I'll just be able to go over it with either a knife or my fingernail and get those bits off, and then it'll be nice and smooth, ready to work on. So that'll be the next bit of the video tomorrow.